Welcome to Travel and Wisdom After 50, the podcast where we explore how travel, reflection, and life experiences shape who we become in midlife and beyond. Now, today's episode is extra special for me because my guest isn't just an inspiring woman, she's also my cousin sister, Gyan Russell. Gyan and I shared deep family roots. Our parents were siblings, and we were both born in 1967, making us close to our late 50s. Over the years, we've walked different paths, but what connects us is our shared love for exploring life, resilience through change, and the freedom that comes with age. Gyan's journey is full of courage, transformation, and discovery, from navigating adversity to traveling the world with her husband and family, and more recently, becoming an author and sharing her personal story through her book, Never an Indian Bride. So, without further ado, let's welcome Gyan and hear her story. Hello, Gyan. Welcome. It's such an honor to have you here on my podcast, Travel and Wisdom After 50. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Angela.
No problems. So today I want to share with my audience your story. You've got a very interesting story. And so let's start at the beginning. Where did you grow up and what kind of childhood shaped your view of the world?
Okay. So I actually grew up in Fiji Islands in the South Pacific, and I had a really lovely childhood. I had my siblings, my aunties and uncles, cousins, lots of friends, and we always used to get together and have feasts. And we used to actually kill the chicken if visitors came to our place. And my childhood was a happy childhood, and I really enjoyed living in Fiji and having all my families together.
Yeah, and you're from a big family, I believe, right?
Very big family, yes, from my mom's side and my dad's side. So, yeah, there's always people around coming home and visiting, and yeah.
Was it 12? Is it 12 on your mum's side or 12
Yes,
mum?
my mom's siblings, 12 siblings, yeah, and my dad had 4 siblings.
Yeah, so it became a very big family. Yes.
Very big family. And then when the neighbors come too, the neighbors used to come and join us too. So it was just like an open house, and anybody was welcome. Just whatever was happening, people came over, and we just had great growing up.
Yeah. And were you always drawn to travel and curiosity, or did that come later in life?
I think that actually came later, because when I was a little girl, I just wanted to go to two countries, US and UK, only because I had families there. My dad's brother's family and in UK, in US, sorry, and UK, my dad's youngest brother. So they used to always call us, and I used to just get so excited. One day I'm going to go there and see them, and visit them. And yeah, so that's all I ever used to think. But the traveling actually came much, much later.
Okay. And how did your upbringing and your family background shape your sense of independence or courage to follow your own path?
Yeah. Okay, this is really a bit complicated. I actually, when I was growing up, I just did what I was supposed to do. I just did everything to make my parents happy and to make my families happy. But I didn't. I was quite little girl, always, scared. I was a scared little girl actually. But even though I was growing up, my upbringing was so good. But we were just kept scared, like always, don't do this, don't go there, don't say this, be quiet, and go at the back of the house when visitors came. Sometimes, especially the adults, when they wanted to speak to my parents, we were not allowed to be present. Kids were not seen. So from there, I just become this girl, which I knew my place in my family. So, but unfortunately, things happened in my life that gave me the courage and resilience to do what I wanted to do. So at 16, actually, I was abused, and I didn't know what to do and what to say, or I couldn't tell anybody. So I didn't have any support. And then I was sent to Australia to get married. And then things was not going well for me, and I decided okay, to keep myself safe, I needed to find a different way. So I got this courage. No, I need to keep myself safe. I need to do better for myself. And somehow I think I just got this courage, and I think God was helping me. I always used to pray. It was just, I just found him always showing me his light. And that's how I actually survived, kept myself safe. And then it's when things started happening, and then I started getting more courage, and I kept moving from there. And then I started thinking, I'll do what I need, and I started to do what my soul was calling for me. So that's what I started
Yeah,
from there. Yeah,
you definitely went through many stages of your life, good and bad.
yeah.
And it definitely shaped you. But what were some of the pivotal moments that changed your direction or outlook? Was it through the love of your family, or was it through the change, the bad things? I would say the bad things that had happened in your life.
Yeah.
Uh,
So the thing is, like I said, I needed to keep myself safe, and I needed to move away from my family. So what was happening in the family, the abuse, I was suffering. So I was suffering silently, actually, because I
mm,
couldn't tell anybody what was happening in the family. Um, I knew if I spoke, I would have not been believed, right? So with the sexual abuse, people don't like speaking about it. They just like to put it under the carpet, and
mm,
especially if somebody in the family is abusing someone,
mm.
that's like, we don't speak about it. We just close our mouth and we just keep going. So
Yes.
from there, I knew that that wasn't right. I knew that I needed to do something, because I was suffering. I didn't want to be alive. I wanted to just run away. I just wanted this pain to disappear. So and so I decided, no, I'm never going to get married again. So I was sent to Melbourne to get married to a stranger. I did not say no. I just got married, and then from there, when the marriage only lasted 18 months, and then from there I said, no, I'm not going to get married. I'm going to become a nun. So that's when that was my pivot moment. Was I was already decided I'm going to become a nun, but I did not know how I was going to become a nun, because I
Mm.
was a Hindu, and a Hindu becoming a nun, I mean, that's just ridiculous, right? so so
Me,
so
totally.
what
Yeah.
so what happened, my friend from India used to always say, oh, talk about Jesus forgives us. Jesus, you can go and pray, you can do this, and Jesus will forgive you for all your sins. And I thought, what are my sins? I started questioning, what are my sins? Anyway, I started going to church, and um I found something. I felt something. I felt like this weight I've been carrying for so long
Mm.
was lifted. And I just looked at the crucifix, and it's something happened in my soul, and in my brain. So I started going to church. I started learning all about the scriptures, and I committed myself to, because I didn't know anything about being a Christian, or what Christians do, or how they prayed, what they did in church. So I immersed myself in learning all about it. And while I was doing that, it was all God's plan that my friend from work, she said that her brother wanted to go out with me. And I said, uh-uh, this is not happening. This is not happening. I'm going to become a nun. I'm committed to, becoming a nun. And she asked me 3 times. This is my sister-in-law, Karen. She asked me 3 times, and I said, okay, I will go out with your brother. I need to keep you quiet, because I really liked her, because we got along really well. So I really liked her, and that's how I started going out with my husband. And we are here 35 years later together.
Bravo.
Yeah. So somebody was watching over me.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
you grew up as a Hindu. That was your faith and that's what you believed in.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line you changed. You
Yeah.
found something that
Mm.
that resonated more with you. And that's
Mm.
how you then built up your faith and your courage in a different um, religion almost, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about your book then, Never an Indian Bride. And then You've become an author. Last year, you became an author. You know, it was amazing. Your story really resonates with so many people.
Yeah,
So, writing something so personal takes courage. It takes a lot of courage. What
yeah.
inspired you to finally put your story on paper?
Yes. So, like I said, I was suffering silently because of the abuse. I just felt like I wasn't good enough. I I wasn't worthy of having this good stuff. I've got three children, and when everything started going well in my life, I started panicking. I'm thinking, why is this all good things happening to me, right? But I I knew deep down I needed to write my story because of nobody believing my story and
Mm,
not getting any support. I just needed to tell my truth, and
mm,
that truth has been there since 16 years of age, right? And I'm in my 50s, and I decided, no, I need to tell my story, to write my story, because I was suffering silently, and also something told me that your story can help others.
mm,
So that what really pushed me to write my story, because even though I was writing my story originally was for my healing, and now since I've written my story, I've just found this purpose that my story can help so many people, because people don't like talking about sexual abuse. So many women and girls are still suffering and they
mm,
don't have a voice. I've just found my purpose to give others voice, to speak up, to get start healing,
mm.
and live your best life. Because silently suffering, is not serving anybody. You're not saving yourself, or you're not saving your community, because you're
That's
suffering silently and hiding behind your skin. No,
yeah.
so I had
So
to
at
do
this,
something.
yeah, so this also was a healing journey for you by writing it down, taking all those emotions and feelings and to even remember. I mean, it wasn't easy. I remember the tears and things that you were going through, trying to relive that past, but
Yeah.
it also helped you. It was a healing to come out and speak and to write this for you and for others too, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Mm.
While I was writing, sis, it wasn't hard for me to go there, because I was already living those moments all the time in my head. And that's the thing. That's what the healing is so important, because once you write, or once you heal, once you talk to somebody, I couldn't even talk to anybody. So once I
Yeah.
started speaking, and speaking to my soul sisters and my friends, um, it just started happening. Like, I needed to write this story, and it wasn't that hard. My pain wasn't hard to write, because it was already there, so fresh. It was always
Mm,
so fresh. And now, since I've written it,
mm.
it's like I've let it go. I
You've
don't need
let
to
it.
suffer anymore. I've just let it go. I don't need to suffer anymore.
Mm,
So I Yes, I cried a lot. The painful chapters, my tears were just coming, and I didn't
mm,
know where the tears were coming. So when I was suffering in silently, I never cried. When things was happening to me, I never cried. I just survived. I just kept going to survive.
mm.
But when I was writing my book, the tears were coming. So that's when I healed the most, because I let it all go. I
Yeah.
wrote,
And
I wrote, wrote yeah,
that's the key, isn't it? Just letting it
yeah,
go.
letting
Letting
it
it.
all go, instead
Yeah.
of carrying it for so long in a big sack on your shoulders. That's what I was doing. I was just
Yes.
walking, living, carrying this heavy load. And
Absolutely.
I can say now, sis, I can say now, my shoulders are so much lighter. My
Yeah.
mind is so much lighter. So I just
Good.
encourage people to look at their pain, suffering, traumas, and ask for help and start healing, because
Mm.
it's not easy. It's not easy healing, but in a couple of years' time, or 6 months' time, you're going to see the difference in yourself. How you
Mm.
speak, how you walk, what you say is just so beautiful. How you feel. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great progression and great to see.
yeah,
Very inspiring. So one other question, how did you find the time and the emotional space to write it, especially at this stage of life, like in our mid 50s, like it's
yes,
such a long time ago from when you were 16, but you started doing this now in your
yeah,
late
yeah.
50s.
I found the time, because my kids. Well, I've got three kids, and they've all grown up and
Mm,
left home. So it's just my husband and I. And I just found time. I just committed myself. This is the thing. Once you commit to something, you will find the time and you will find the money. So
Yes.
I used to get up in the morning, do some writing, and then go and do my job, and then come home, do some more writing. Before going to bed, I will write some more, and then I realized that it wasn't a good idea to writing painful chapters at nighttime just before you go into bed. So I had to change it. So yeah. So but I found time on the weekends, and when I wasn't working, I didn't watch TV, sis. I didn't watch TV, so I just found time to do the writing and got it done.
Yeah, you kind of give up what's not so important, and when you're committed to something, you go
Yeah,
all out, right? You can just find the time, as you said, So
you
yeah,
have to. Yeah, it's what's important to you and how you want to feel.
yeah.
You find the time to do it for yourself. Yeah.
And how has sharing your story openly and honestly changed the way you see yourself now?
Um, my truth is out. This is the thing. My truth is out, and I can live freely. I feel free. Actually, it was like I was not living fully. I can be my authentic self now. I don't have to hide. I, and it wasn't my shame to carry anyway. That's what I realized after writing my book. I was
Mm.
carrying all the shame and guilt. It wasn't my shame to carry anyway. So
Yeah.
that was so clear that I've let it all go. I've written my truth, and from there I feel much better. So if people out there want to write this story, or even if they write the story, if they want to just do some healing and it's very painful and personal, please,
Mm.
I encourage you to please go and see somebody you trust, a soul sister or a counselor, a spiritual counselor, holistic counselor, anybody you feel comfortable with. Please come and see and start the healing journey, because
Yeah.
it you will feel much better, and you can give so much to yourself and so much to people out there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
definitely living proof of that. I know
yeah,
I'm part of your Soul Sister group, and it's just amazing to have heard your story and the progress that you've made along the way. You've come such a long way. It's just
yeah,
inspirational, honestly.
yeah,
So I back you up 1000%. Just let it go, tell your story,
yeah,
and be free from that burden, right? That's the
yeah,
most important thing. Yeah.
yeah.
So let's move on to traveling as healing and connection. I know you,
Mhm.
your husband, your family, in fact, our extended family, we're all passionate travelers. How has travel been part of your healing and your rediscovery?
So we've been traveling for a long time. The kids were babies. We used to take them overseas, and that was my healing in its own, because that stopped me going to dark places. See, this is the thing: suffering silently. My holidays, my travels was my savior. You see that I used to look forward to the planning, the excitement, the joy, the booking the tickets and where we're going to go and finding places to see and how we're going to keep the kids safe. And that was the joyful moments. And that got me going every year. Or we travel overseas a lot. And
Mm,
also we were traveling within Australia too. So that
mm.
I need to have a destination to go to. I need to have something there, because
Yeah,
that's
it's
my healing place and my joyful place.
something to look forward to and, fine. But also, I think you would agree with me, traveling opens your mind. You see so much that we can learn from other people, other cultures,
Mhm.
destinations. Can you share one destination that truly touched your heart and shifted your perspective? Where do you think that
Oh,
country?
there is so many. There's so many. I mean, my way of traveling is adventure. I like to actually, if I could, go and live with them, live with the family, and see what they eat, what they do for work, and everything like that, and speak their language. That will be just a dream come true. But um, one destination actually when we were traveling was France. Um, this story I must share, because in Lourdes, we were going to Lourdes, where the Mother Mary actually appeared. And my friend had a car accident, and she was in coma. And just we were just the very next day we were going to Lourdes, and I said, I need to pray for her. And we didn't know what was happening to her. Doctors were saying that they were going to switch the machine off. And I said, no. I just said, no, it can't happen. It can't happen. We haven't danced enough together. That's what I said in the car. I said, you can't die. I said, we haven't danced together. And so we got there. We prayed. We lit the candle. We prayed for her. We sent some holy water from there, some rosary beads and everything. And that turns out, till the day I die, I will tell that story, because that's a very powerful story. And my friend, if you like to know, my friend, she got better. She lost her smell and taste, but now 19 years later, she can talk, her smell's back, and she got married and she's living a beautiful life. And she loves traveling too. Yeah.
So amazing. So your faith definitely pulled through there, wasn't it? You know,
Yeah,
when you
definitely. Yeah.
found a safe place in France to be able to give that time and energy
Yeah.
towards her, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So now, what's your favorite kind of travel these days? Adventure, culture, family time, or quiet reflection? How
Yeah.
do you travel when you do travel? Because you don't
I,
normally travel with the family now as much, do you?
No. I mean, I have, yeah. The thing is, it's just my husband and I now. I
Mm.
like a bit of everything, actually. I like adventure. I like family time, because I do go and see families in interstate. And
Hmm.
I also like to take my family, my kids on the holidays. Like, so that's my another dream. I want all my families and the grandchildren, since I have two grandchildren now, and I
Yeah.
like to take them. But at the moment, we're doing, I like walking. I like to go to places where I can go for a walk, like just put my backpack and just walk and explore the nature. And beaches and stuff. And also I like to look at like churches and cathedrals and all this, wow factor, because we don't have that many in Australia. So when I go to Europe, I just love to do all that stuff, just look at the um, history. So and yeah, so my husband and I, now we don't have to worry about the children. We can
Mm.
just do any sort of travel now. Like,
Mm.
yeah, before, when kids were young, you always say, oh, is it children safe, you're trying to keep them safe. Yeah, but now whatever, wherever we decide to go, we just
Yeah,
do it.
it's freeing, isn't it? Because you don't
it
have that responsibility like when we were younger. We had to always worry
yeah,
about somebody, yeah,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is
It's only responsibility for yourself, so which is
that's
good.
right,
Yeah,
for each other,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So both of us are now in our mid 50s and mid to late 50s actually.
Nearly.
And yeah, and I think it's one of the most powerful stages of our life. How does it feel being here right now in this chapter? How does it feel for you being
Yeah,
50?
I
Can
think,
I
yeah.
say 50?
No, I think it's a beautiful time for me, because,
Yeah.
like I said, I've dealt with all my traumas and my feelings, and now I feel like I actually love myself. I had to learn that, to love myself before you can love others. So
Mm.
yeah, in 50s, I think I've just learned that in 50s, actually.
Yeah,
that's
it's
that's
amazing.
a long, yeah, it's amazing what you can learn. Yeah. So and I think we've been told to, if you love yourself, you're selfish or whatever. I really don't agree with that. I think we've been taught wrong. I think we need to feel valued, love ourselves first, and then from there we can love others, and do better for us, and our community, our family. And that's what I have noticed, that while I was suffering silently, I wasn't living my authentic self. I wasn't my authentic self. But now I can be authentic. I don't have to hide anything, and
Mm.
I feel free. I can just do what I need to do within reason. Like, but I always wanted to help others, because I was suffering silently. I knew there's other people out there suffering silently. So I feel free that I can go and do that now. I can give
Mm.
to
Absolutely.
others. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think as we were growing up, we got so consumed in what everybody else wanted us to do. and
Yeah.
then we got married, then we had the children, and we're always constantly busy. But now at this stage of life, we are free,
Yeah.
free from responsibility. So now we have the time to think. And it's
Yeah.
not being selfish, it's actually coming back to ourselves to
Yeah.
do what we always yearn to do. We never got
Yeah.
that opportunity before, but this is our time to live now for
That's
ourselves. Then we can
so
live for
so true.
everybody else.
So
Yeah,
true. So
absolutely.
true. Yeah. Yeah. And it is so, it feels so good to give from this place,
Yeah,
because you have the open heart now, you see, and you can
yeah,
give from freely from there, from a full cup.
yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
you can give from a full cup. Yeah.
That's a
I
good
mean, we've
analogy.
always been giving from a half full cup, but it feels so much better if you can give it from a full cup. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Mm.
So, what would you say to women who feel it's too late to start something new, whether it's
Mm-mm.
traveling, writing, or reinventing themselves? Is it
Yeah.
too late?
It's never too late. It's never too late. Don't. I will say to all the women out there, and this is my message when I start speaking: this is never too late. Because
Mm,
look at me. I started writing. I went to uni actually in my 50s,
mm,
and then I wrote my book in my 50s. You know, I thought I couldn't write. English is my second language, and I
mm,
was all this fear I was carrying that I'm not good enough. How can I write a book? I
mm,
mean, I can't even spell properly. All
mm,
these fears we carry with us, right? But
mm,
we need to let that go, because we can do, if we put our mind to anything, we can do. We are strong. We can do it, you know.
mm.
And also, like, you don't have to know all the steps. You don't need to know what's 10 steps ahead. You only need to know a couple of steps ahead if you want to do something, and that everything will fall into place. If we
Mm.
And for example, I didn't know how to use the computer, and only a couple of years ago, since I started writing my book, I learned how to use the computer, because every time I touched the computer, I thought I'd break it if I touched something wrong, if I did something wrong. And
Yeah.
now look at me. I'm doing Zooms, I'm doing podcasts, I'm always on the computer.
And you
So
actually know how to turn it on.
yeah,
Yeah.
and exactly, I know how to turn it on. And the thing, even with speaking, I was said, oh, who will want to know my story? My story is so bad. And I thought, no, we need to change how we think. We need to, we can't tell ourselves we can't. We have to start telling ourselves, yes, we can.
Yeah,
We just have to
absolutely.
find the right people to help us and move us forward, because we do
Yeah.
need help. Like, we can't do everything on our own. We need help on the way, you
Yeah.
know? And that,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Support. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so what dreams or adventures are still on the horizon for you, either in travel or life? What's on the horizon?
Ah, lots of adventures. I'm not done yet, sis. I'm not done. I'm just starting. I'm just starting in my 50s. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, I have so many countries I haven't visited. Yes, I like to go on a cruise ship. Actually, I haven't been. I would like to go to South India. That's on my cards. Turkey, of course. I talked about Turkey, and US and Canada, and Norway, Switzerland. Like, there's so many countries I still haven't seen, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's what's on the agenda. One country at a time, of course,
Yeah.
and also, um, I'm actually learning how to start doing public speaking. So that's the next thing for me
Hmm.
coming up, because I know that my purpose is to speak and inspire and empower others, so they can start healing and start living their best life.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
And that bucket list I know personally keeps
yeah,
growing. I mean, like I've done 88 countries, but there's
yeah,
still so much more. Every time you go
yeah,
somewhere, you find somewhere else that it needs to go. So you better
definitely.
start now. You better start traveling now because
Yes.
it keeps growing.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, we actually lived in northern New South Wales last year for 10 months.
Yeah,
So it wasn't overseas, but I saw so many things there, you know, living there, and
yeah,
this so many, it's beautiful out there. It's beautiful beaches and forest and mountains and stuff. So I did immerse myself in that. But definitely, there's too many countries to name, but I will be starting to yeah,
to
looking
travel.
into, but
Yeah,
travel again. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Now, if you could go back and give your
Hmm.
30-year-old your 30-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh dear, this is a hard one.
I know.
Because if I can go back and 30-year-old or 25-year-old, I would say to her, what happened to her? What happened to you? It wasn't your fault. Others were supposed to look after you, take care of you, and they didn't. And you carried that shame and guilt, which was not yours. So I like to tell her, just let it go. Now let it go.
Mm.
And I just wish somebody told her then. I can tell her now, but I wish somebody told her then that it wasn't her fault. And yeah, and that if somebody told me then, I just think that I wouldn't have suffered so much, and I would have probably done better. You know what I mean? Like even though my traumas made me keep going, but in while I was keep going, living a good life, it was still holding me back. It was still holding me back. So yeah, so if I could go and tell it, yeah, it wasn't your fault. Let it go and live. You know?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. As we grow older, we become more wise, and if
Yes.
only we had those words of wisdom back when we were 30, we probably
Yeah.
have done our life quite differently. But that's
Yeah.
okay. We live
Yeah.
and we learn and we grow with it. So as long as the
That,
awareness is there, we can keep going, right?
yeah. And that's why I want to speak now, so I can help
Mm.
others where I have been. I can pass my knowledge, my wisdom to other people who are suffering,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that they don't have to do the hard work. They can start healing now, not in 20 years' time, now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because you're living proof of it. So if you can help one other person to become
Yeah.
aware at an early stage of their life, it'll be very beneficial for sure.
Correct.
Um,
Yeah.
Finally, what does wisdom after 50 mean to you?
Wisdom after 50. Oh, I have learned so much. Like I had to learn it for myself. And first thing I would say is when I found loving yourself first, that really something happened. Like we all, like I said, we've all been told not loving yourself is selfish. And once I started loving myself, I I started moving forward.
Mm,
And that's what I want to tell other people. Like loving yourself is not selfish. It's
mm,
it's so beneficial. It's you feel free. You
mm,
feel free from loving yourself and letting things go, not caring for so long. So the
mm.
wisdom I wish like um I knew this earlier, but I had to learn it myself, and I want to pass that wisdom to other people now.
It's actually
You know,
very empowering, isn't it?
yeah,
We feel
yeah,
more empowered now at
yeah,
this later stage of life. Well,
yeah.
I personally can say I'm very proud of you. You've come a
Thank you.
very long way, and you are very determined, and your story shines now. So, I think you'll be an amazing role model for anybody else
Thank you.
who's
Thank you.
looking for that type of support and guidance. So, just
Thank
on
you.
a light note now, we're just going to
Yeah,
do a quick rapid fire round. Okay,
yeah.
so it's fun, quick, very lighthearted. I'm just going to ask you a few quick questions, and you just say the first thing that comes to mind. Okay.
Whoa, okay.
All right. Starting. Tea or coffee?
Definitely tea.
Beach or mountains?
Oh, beach. Love
Beach. You're a
water.
beach person. Yeah.
Yeah, beach.
One country you could visit again and again.
I have to say France. I just fell in
Okay.
love with France. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. A travel destination still on your bucket list?
Turkey.
Yeah. You actually
That's
mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, Turkey,
Okay.
definitely Turkey.
What makes you laugh the most?
Playing with my grandchildren. They
Yeah.
give me so much joy. Oh, just looking at them makes me laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You always remind me of this little girl. When you laugh, you're just very childlike, which is so cute.
Yeah.
So it's
Thank
great.
you. My granddaughter is 8 months old, and my grandson's 4 months old. So
Beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, beautiful.
If you had a free plane ticket right now, where would you go?
Ooh, do you know what? I will go to Fiji.
Ah, really?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
to do more healing. I need to. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Fiji's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Mm.
And one word that describes you today.
Joyful.
Absolutely. And finally, what's your personal motto or life mantra?
Mantra. Let them and let me. That's my
Wow.
mantra. Yeah, let them,
Yeah.
let me. Not from a victim point place. It's
Yeah.
like I can't control what people say or do. Let them do what they need to do, and let me do what I need to do. Yeah.
Wow. That's so profound. That's so
Thank
beautiful.
you.
A
Thank
perfect
you.
way to end this. Gyan, thank you. I know you're we're more like sisters, friends. We're friends from a long time, family from many years.
Many
But
years.
it's really been an honor to speak to you today. So thank you so much for joining me and sharing such an open, heartfelt, and inspiring conversation. Your story is a reminder that it's never too late to rewrite your life. Embrace creativity, like becoming an author, or set
Yeah.
off, on new adventures. So, for everyone listening, may this episode remind you that midlife isn't an ending; it's actually a beautiful reawakening. Anything else you would like to add to that,
Yeah.
Gyan?
I just like say, if you want to
Yeah.
read my story, which is more in detail in the books, you can find it on Amazon. Never an Indian Bride. It's my memoir, and I've talked about all my sufferings in there and my joys, and so it
And the
just hopefully you
healing.
can help somebody out there.
Yeah. So, Never Indian Bride is available on Amazon,
Yes.
Amazon.com.
.com,
Yeah.
Amazon. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you can
Okay,
just go
great.
Amazon and you'll find it there. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll put a link in the YouTube below, so anybody who wants to have a read can click on the link and purchase your
Yeah,
book. Okay.
that would be
So,
great. Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity to hear your story once again. And until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep finding wisdom in every journey. Thanks,
And
Gyan.
keep traveling. Thank you, sis. Thank you, Angela. Thank you.
No
Thank you.
problem. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Wow, what an inspiring story by Gyan. I hope her journey has reminded you that life after 50 isn't about slowing down. It's about stepping into your truth. Her story shows that courage, creativity, and curiosity don't fade with age, they just deepen. So, wherever you are in your own story, may this episode inspire you to keep exploring, keep evolving, and keep believing that it's never too late to live the life you were meant for.